like I promised this person that if you ever came out of this relationship or if you were ever like single again, I would, lift you guys up.
Just wait, in your opinion.
What else would say yes to a man? I mean, money. For real. A dating relationship, I say, is it's a friendship with added. Yeah. There's addition to it. Do you run away when things get difficult, or do you like face them head on? Even if you don't face them head on, do you try to face them? Because it's gonna come in dating. It's like, wait, why am I in this relationship if I'm judging like this so much? Because I know at the same time I'm not a perfect believer, and it's something that seeing somebody who is trying to figure out their faith. Yeah. You're like, whoa, hold on a minute. The things that I think I'm a perfect Christian, but I am so far from it.
Wasn't kind of in Christ. Do you think it would be a good idea to drag the person? Like, I don't think it's a good idea, right?
I don't think it's a good idea. I think if there's a foundation, I believe in Christ. Yeah. Then yes. Yeah. I think I go back to it's not a matter of age thing. It's a matter of what that person has been exposed to that may have led to their maturity. Yeah. I know there's the saying that women mature a lot more, or women mature a lot more than men do. Yeah. So a 25-year-old woman and a 25-year-old man, if you put them together.
Why is this the case?
I couldn't tell you. So I wouldn't say it was an age thing, but I would say I'd always said to myself, and even some of my peers know this, that if I don't see a relationship going anywhere, I won't stay in it longer than a year. So any relationship I have had has not lasted longer than a year.
Every year.
has not lasted longer than a year. And I would say I'm trying to ask the right questions. Like, where are we in terms of our values? Where are we in terms of like where you see yourself in the future? Because something for me, I don't see myself in the UK forever. So having a partner who their vision and like where they see themselves is aligned in that aspect. Like, oh God, really? Like, is this... Because marriage is very important. Like, as a believer, that's forever. Like, divorce is not in my dictionary.
Oh, really? You crossed that word out.
It's not in my dictionary. Like, I don't believe in the one. Oh, no. Because then I feel like that means that...
Welcome to Problematise, the podcast where we dive deep into life's most pressing questions, and today's episode is no different. Here's a question for all of us to ponder. How do you know if the person you're dating is the one? Ooh, what does it take to decide that somebody is worth forever? Let's unpack this with real stories, heartfelt insights, and a lot of love. Today's guest is Debbie, who recently got, I don't want to say that word. We'll talk about their journey, or her journey to finding love, what made their relationship stand out, and the magical moment when they knew it was time to commit. So, welcome to the show. Congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Today we're going to explore love, timing, and what it takes to say yes to forever. Before we jump in, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your love story? A brief introduction, so that people can get to know you.
Sure. So my name is Debbie. I was born in Nigeria. However, I would say I was partly raised in Nigeria, raised in the UK. I moved to the UK when I was about 11, 10. Okay. So I used to be able to say I've lived half my life in Nigeria, half my life in the UK, but I can't say that anymore.
You're half Nigerian now.
I'm fully... I've spent more of my life in the UK, more specifically Scotland, actually. So when we moved to the UK, we came to Scotland, to Aberdeen, actually. Okay. But when I went to uni...
When was it?
2007. Oh, 2007. Yeah, so from like 2007 to 2016, I grew up in Aberdeen. Okay. And then since 2016 till about last year, I've not lived in Aberdeen. So I've lived Edinburgh for uni and then lived in England for some time.
Okay, what did you study?
Chemical engineering. Oh,
yeah.
I think we had this. Chemical engineering. Yeah, so I currently work as a sales engineer. Okay. So not really in my field, but there are elements of chemical engineering.
Yeah, you need to sell something so the client to say yes. Honestly, yes, I'm gonna buy it.
I think everyone who eventually wants to own a business or do something that influences people needs to have certain sales skills. Ooh. Trying to convince people and negotiate with people, and I say convince, influence people to buy something or influence people to do something. I think those are true qualities and traits of a business person or a leader.
Okay.
You don't have to be a business person, but even like there's something called intrapreneurship.
Yeah.
Where you're an entrepreneur within a company.
Okay.
Yeah, even the quality of an entrepreneur, I think sales is an
What's the difference between entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship?
Entrepreneurship would be you own the business, you founded the business.
Yeah.
Intrapreneurship would be you're working for somebody else's business, but you're bringing entrepreneurial ideas within that business.
Okay, so you're adding value as if you were also the
as if
owner.
You were the owner of the business. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Right.
So I feel like I've rambled on, but yeah, no, Nigerian, Scottish, a chemical engineer by background, but working as a sales engineer.
And a Christian as well, right?
And a Christian as well, yeah.
Because we met at church.
In church, yeah.
When I go to church, I'm like, okay, I'm going to interview you. Come on my podcast.
I need to get down to why you thought I'm going to interview you, and then when you found out that I was engaged, you're like, that's interesting.
Yeah. I kind of just overheard, like, a sister was like, oh, yes, you get. And I was like, okay, that's a topic. Because I was also thinking, like, okay,
what conversation?
We don't know each other, like friends. Like, I was like, okay, what am I gonna ask? Like, what value can we bring to our audience?
Yeah.
Like, just bring our stories and experiences. And I was like, when I heard that, I was like, okay, this is a good topic. Come on, let's talk about it. Yeah. So let's start at the beginning. What first attracted you to your? I don't want to use that word.
Fiance.
Was it something immediate or did it develop over time? How did those early feelings kind of evolve? Like, what was it like? I just want to know, like, what first attracted you to your fiance?
Okay, I wouldn't say it was immediate, but from the get-go, looks.
Oh,
he's an attractive person, so I looks are very important. So I don't know if it wasn't initially like a physical. It was a physical quality, but it wasn't initially anything like, oh my gosh, I've seen you do X, Y, Z. It was just like, oh, that's an attractive person.
Okay.
And then once we started speaking, it was actually a mutual friend of ours that introduced us.
Okay. So where's that friend? I call them the matchmaker.
She is Cupid because she was really good friends with him.
Please introduce me to her.
Oh, don't worry, I will introduce you to her. Unfortunately, she's not in Aberdeen, but don't worry.
Don't worry, I need her services as quickly as possible.
I will introduce you to Cupid. But yeah, she was a really good friend of his and also a good friend of mine. Yeah. But we both went to different unis.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to remember what happened. I think I'd just gotten out of a previous relationship. Okay. Maybe like this was 2 months later, and she was like, "Oh, I need to tell somebody." I'm like, "What?" She was like, "Can I give someone your number?" I was like, "No. Let them come and message me on these social media apps." And she was just like, "Oh, like I promised this person that if you ever came out of this relationship or if you were ever like single again, I would, link you guys up."
He was just waiting and praying.
Literally, he was like, "This guy's liked you for some time." I was like, sure, like, cool, whatever. Okay. And then when she mentioned who it was, I was like, really? Like, he's attractive, but I never considered.
Yeah, you've never looked at him.
Yeah, I've never looked at him.
Eyes of
and I shouldn't because I was in another. I think as a Christian as well, even though I was 21.
Yeah.
I'm not dating to just like date for the fun of it.
Yeah.
At that point in time, I was like, hey, this person's my best friend. I want to date this person.
Yeah.
And see where it goes. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out.
Okay.
So with him, when she came, I'm like, I don't really know this person. We're not friends like that. Like, is this really gonna go anywhere?
Yeah.
And till date, when we had our engagement party, she said something like, honestly, I just thought you were going to entertain it and it would end. I didn't think you guys were going to be here getting married. But after a while, it started to make sense. I'm like, wow. So you didn't put us together with the intention that these people would get married one day. You were just like, hey, I told my friend I would do something. I've done it.
Yeah.
It's over for you guys.
Can you consider as an arranged kind of...
It wasn't arranged. She wasn't even thinking we'd get this far. She wasn't thinking we'd get this far. But I think beyond the physical, once I started to get to know him, it was just like, oh wow, like the certain qualities that he had were just in terms of, I always say he's someone who wears his heart on his sleeve.
Okay.
So if he likes something, you know it. If he loves something, you know it. If he doesn't like something, you don't know it. Okay. And I found that I'm not like that. I'm very, I keep my emotions to myself. Yeah. I want to say coded. Mm-hmm. Doesn't sound like a great thing, but like I would come across as reserved. But then when you get to know me, you now know what ticks me off, what makes me happy, what doesn't make me happy. If something doesn't make me happy, I may not say it.
Yeah.
Just to like secondhand embarrassment. But for him, you know it from the get-go.
Yeah.
So he wasn't wasting time. He's
like...
very transparent.
Okay.
I like you. I want to be in a relationship. Boom, boom, boom. Like, whoa.
Well, I can see myself there.
Yeah.
Too fast. Like...
Exactly. I'm like, whoa, calm
brother.
down.
Wait,
honestly.
calm down.
But it's needed. I think we complement each other in that way. He is very straightforward, very straight to the point, and honest. I think it was so important. He was very honest from the get-go.
Can you say that you guys were like maybe at the same stage in life, like maybe you have finished your uni, or was it during like that time where you were still studying?
We were both in uni. Yeah. But I think at that point we weren't at the same stage in terms of he was ready to date, I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were emotionally unavailable. Right?
Yeah, I was not ready at all. So we didn't. When that happened,
give it a shot. Like
it took a year for anything to manifest, shall I say. Yeah. So when that happened, as part of my degree, I was going to Malaysia for a year. So I was like, I'm going to Malaysia for a year. I want to live my best life. Baby girl, I don't want to be in a relationship. Like, let's be guided.
Yeah. Then you need to answer like messages and pick up calls and show that you are there. Like, if you're not, then you're not interested.
And I don't want to, I don't want to lead you. To be honest, I would say I did lead the poor guy. Initially, I did lead him on because I was like, I don't want anything from this.
Yeah.
But he'd still like, we'd still like go out on dates, and he would like meet my friends, come to house with my friends. I think
is he also Christian?
Yes, yeah. I think I also went to his house and like met his mom, but at this time like we weren't dating. We were dating, but there was no like, what would I call it? There was no label to it. It was, I'm not ready to be in a relationship, but let's go on dates.
Okay.
And see how it goes. And at some point he was like, I am really ready to like start dating. If you're not, then I'm going to need to move on. And I was like, wow, you're honest. But that was trash. But no, actually, that was very honest.
We can't waste time here.
Yeah, exactly. It was very honest.
To get down to business. And
most people would probably date two people at the same time. So it took us a year. I went to Malaysia. Even after I came up from Malaysia, he was like, hey, I want to pick things up again. I should have been patient. I should have waited. This, that, and the rest. And the rest is history.
Oof. Wow. No, this is like, I'm always going to come back almost to the same question, like, because it's just like kind of about the topic, like when I was just researching it, it's all about like timing.
Yeah.
Like, when is the right time? Like it's just like, but dating can be like a whirlwind, so many things happening. But when did you realize that it was time to take the next step, to commit to a future together, like to be with someone? Like, was there a specific moment? I think it's the same as the previous question, but like, like, this is a time, or it just came gradually. You start realizing, because some people they think like, okay, like you focus first on maybe finishing uni, but some people, they don't think just finishing uni. They might think like getting a job and maybe being financially stable and then thinking about someone. But when do you realize, like, is it your age? Is it like maybe peer pressure, family pressure, or kind of the fear of, okay, I might lose him, but let me just kind of
I wouldn't say it was an age thing, because I think with age and with getting married and getting engaged, it's about mindset and maturity. So a 19-year-old might be mature. I'm not saying they should get married at 19, but a 19-year-old might be mature, and a 26-year-old is not mature enough or doesn't have the mindset that's ready for marriage. So I wouldn't say it was an age thing, but I would say I'd always said to myself, and even some of my peers know this, that if I don't see a relationship going anywhere, I won't stay in it longer than a year. So any relationship I have had has not lasted longer than a year. has not lasted longer than a year, and I would say genuinely, this is my second relationship, and by God's grace, it's leading to marriage. So once we cross that year mark, or even before we cross that year mark, because I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, I know it's not ending, and then I'll end it 12 months exactly. No, that's not what I'm saying. But like, within that time frame, for me, I'm trying to ask the right questions. Like, where are we in terms of our values? Where are we in terms of like where you see yourself in the future? Because something for me, I don't see myself in the UK forever. So having a partner who their vision and like where they see themselves is aligned in that aspect. Because my husband is going to lead me. And if the leader is saying, hey, we're in the UK forever, and I believe that I'm not called to be in the UK forever, I might struggle with that. There's going to be that tug. But from the get-go, the vision was quite similar for both of us. So was there, I don't know if there was an exact moment, but I think after uni and the fact that we still kept that relationship going, and like, I would say the love, we've been together for 5 years now. So from 5 years ago, like it's grown. It's actually been a while, and it doesn't.
Some people
feel
say
like
that
5 years?
they put a time to dating, like 2 years, 3 years.
No,
why 5 years?
I think it's because we met in uni. And then throughout the uni thing, we were waiting for. So I don't know if you know about graduate. You're on a graduate scheme, aren't you? Or you were on a graduate scheme. Yeah. Graduate schemes are very common in the UK. So we were waiting for. We'd said at some point, that's why I can't put a point to it, but at some point we were like, I know that I want to get married to this person. Let's wait until our graduate scheme is finished. So literally the month after my graduate scheme was finished, he proposed. So from the get-go, he said, after the graduate scheme is done, like, we'll get married. And I think it was just for him stability, for me too stability, because with my graduate scheme, I was changing roles every 6 months, and that also meant changing cities or countries every 6 months. So I wouldn't want to do that married. And I guess for him as well, there would have been being stable financially, being stable in a role as well. So we sort of had that conversation and knew that post our graduate scheme, we'll get engaged, we'll get married, we'll settle down.
I think there's not kind of a big age gap between you guys, right?
No, it's like 2-3 years. Yeah, 2 to 3 years.
Does it also kind of come with some challenges? Like, I've noticed that, like, for me as a man, it's easier for me to talk to a younger girl. They would just look at me like, oh, this is my dream, boyfriend or future husband. Because I would have those qualities that a younger girl would want for a man. But with girls my age or kind of slightly below my age or above, they would look at me as like a kid, and they would be looking towards like someone, I wouldn't say
older.
Older, like maybe with a different maturity level. Like I would see like, okay, what's going on? Like it's just like, I don't know if that was also some of the cases in your relationship, like just having the same age or slightly the same.
Older. Because I've only truly really dated one other person, and they were of similar age to me. And I would say he was quite mature. So I don't. Again, I think I go back to it's not a matter of age thing. It's a matter of what that person has been exposed to that may have led to their maturity. I know there's the saying that women mature a lot more, or women mature a lot more than men do. So a 25-year-old woman and a 25-year-old man, if you put them together.
Why is this the case?
I couldn't tell you. I sometimes think it's responsibility. If you not add a factor of somebody being a first child versus a middle child versus a last child, a first child tends to take on a lot of responsibility in the household. I'm speaking from an African context. Because I can only speak from my context. I'm a first child. So there's that.
I'm the last
almost
one.
Being... Again, because sometimes I think, if my brother
I don't know if I'm the last one, because you never know if your dad is...
wow.
You don't know.
Wow. I mean, who knows? Hey, no judging here. You could be, you may not be. But let's assume.
Let's
hope,
because I want to take all the heritage. Like, heritage go to the last child.
Are you the only?
And I feel like there's a kid coming, Daddy. I was like,
are you the only boy, or like the?
Oh no.
Oh wow.
We are like, all of us. We have 13.
Same mother?
No, 9 from same mother and 4 others from
9 from same mother.
Yeah, so it's a
respect
lot.
Your mom. 9
we got so many problems, so it's not easy.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And you're the last of 9.
Yes. Not easy.
That's incredible. 9 from one. 13 is a lot, but 9 from just one woman alone, that's incredible.
Got like
kudos
4
to your mom.
Sisters and 4 brothers.
Okay, so there's 5 boys, 4 girls.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Sometimes I think if a guy is the first, he might. I don't know.
I think
it's hard to
don't
understand.
you think
why.
that for women it's also about their body? Because at a certain age they start experiencing something like and they're kind of pushed to be a woman.
Yeah.
You are now a woman because this
Yeah.
is happening to your body, and they start kind of acting differently.
Possibly.
Yeah, but men, they're just like, you know, something happens, but not that deep.
Not that deep. Yeah.
So.
Also, I think it could be parents as well. You know, we're both Africans, coming from an African mindset, and growing up, it was the women do certain things, and the men would be let off doing certain things.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say, like cooking, for example. Compared to the age that I was. Also, I'm the first as well. Compared to the age that I was like, okay, you're going to start helping out in the kitchen, to the age that my brother had to help out in the kitchen, it's years apart.
Yeah.
I was probably 8, 9, my brother in his teens. And I know with some of my cousins, it would be like when they went to uni, they're like, Mom, I can't do X, Y, Z. That's when they're learning.
I actually was talking to a brother, to a friend, and he said something like that. He said, like, this is wrong. If we as kind of men started cooking like very early, when we went out like for unis, like
you wouldn't have that problem. Yeah,
you wouldn't have any problem. Like
you wouldn't have that problem.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm saying that, but like if I was a middle child, I might have had a different experience whereby you're used to seeing your older sister do so many things that they may not push you as much to do certain things. So I don't know. Maturity, I think it could be a combination of experience, exposure, responsibility that you've assumed from such a young age. So I could date someone my age and they are acting like they're more mature than a 30-year-old. Yeah. So I don't think I'm putting an age to it. More
if a child, like a teenage girl, would listen to this podcast, how would we define maturity? Because people just say immature.
Question. Yeah.
But what does it mean? Like, is there a level that I can say, yes, Rafael is mature enough?
Interesting.
Because for some people, I'm still a clown. I wear Spider-Man pajama. I dance the key. They look at me like, is
something wrong?
Something is wrong with this guy.
I mean, that might just be like the thing that makes you tick. It doesn't mean you're immature.
Yeah.
It's a good question. So I recently read this book called Relational Intelligence by Darius Daniel. I believe he's a reverend.
Wow.
But it speaks about it's about relationships actually, and like not just like man-woman relationships or like husband-wife relationships, or like friendships as well. Yeah. And it speaks about relational intelligence, or let's call it RQ, being emotional intelligence, and what's the IQ? Intelligence quotient? I don't know what IQ stands for again.
What?
Is it intelligence quotient? So I think your IQ is to do with like how smart you are, how intelligent you are. So it speaks about
intelligence coefficient, something like that.
Yeah. So I relate maturity to be, if you're relational intelligent, it's when you have emotional intelligence. So knowing when to reading the room, knowing when, okay, someone's not in the mood to have this type of conversation. And don't get me wrong, I struggle with that. Somebody's not in the mood to have this conversation, I'm not going to bring it now. Or I can tell this person's very upset. Is it going to help if I try and get them to do something that I know if they do it in this mood, they won't do it to the best of their ability? Yeah. Versus the IQ, you read books, you watch the news, you're doing general things to boost your brain. Yeah. And then you put that together, and it's now about how you relate with people. So I think maturity is a mixture of your emotional intelligence.
So we can say that teenagers, they are kind of, they could be like too emotionally driven, like they can't control the emotions. Like sometimes they're crying for something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when they go into a relationship, they would be crying for attention instead of talking. Okay, I've noticed that this is happening to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we talk? Can we address it as an adult?
Instead of using like either being physical. Yeah. Instead of communicating your physical, or like you said, you're crying, or like you're giving silent treatment. Yeah. Even me I don't know if I'm as mature as somebody my age should be, but I know the silent treatment.
There are many areas in our lives that we need to be mature.
Yeah, 100%.
So maybe in terms of like conflict, like management. Okay, are you mature enough to deal with conflict? Yeah. So I've noticed that some people, they avoid problems. They say, hey, I don't want to have any problems. Just by avoiding problems, you are actually making it worse, or you are not solving it. It's just like a wound. There are wounds that you need to treat, and others that would just kind of eventually heal itself.
Yeah, exactly. And even with the conflict story, I think that's something that made me, once I got to know my partner, even more attracted to him. Because I am someone who, I'm doing better now. I would say I don't like confrontation.
Okay.
Yeah. So in that case, I avoid conflict. Or if a conflicting situation comes up, back off. But to him, he wants to address that head on and have a conversation about it, which I think is a very mature thing.
Yeah.
And in him being like that, I've learned to be like that. Not even just with him, like with friends as well.
Yeah.
So if
your relationship also kind of can better you. To kind of to relate with
make your
other
friendships
people.
better.
Yeah, your friendship and your family.
Yeah,
because they will get to know another you, because you are with someone else, and you would be kind of revealing the things that you've been hiding, you know.
And you're now embodying some of these traits.
Wow. That's good. But when it comes to also compatible, let's say faith and compatibility, like how do you see that? Like, does the person needs to be like churchgoer, reading the Bible every day, praying, blah blah blah, Holy Spirit? Like, I was asking the question to my previous guest, Nathan. You know Nathan, and one of the questions I asked him, like, and he was as a man, like, I wanted to see from a woman perspective as well. Is like, do you think that to start dating, people still first need to maybe be fully, they need to be saved? Just to summarize, the people need to be saved in order to start dating, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense trying to do that. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this is a tricky one. So I say it's a tricky one simply because I know how my relationship started, and it was, I would definitely say, I was a lot more spiritual than him when we first started off. And I think at that point he was also trying to figure out his faith. So
you didn't judge him because he wasn't like kind of a perfect church guy, like the perfect church guy that prayed, God sent him. Like,
it's easy for me to say I judged. I'm not going to lie. I judged, and then I had to ask myself,
if you did, that's
if I'm
normal.
judging, why am I in this relationship? Like, I would ask myself that question, and I would have questions with like my female friends who were also Christians as well. Like, it's like, wait, why am I in this relationship if I'm judging like this so much? Because I know at the same time I'm not a perfect believer, and it's something that seeing somebody who is trying to figure out their faith, you're like, whoa, hold on a minute. The things that I think I'm a perfect Christian, but I am so far from it. I saw that time and time again in him trying to understand his faith more, because he'd say things like, like, he would ask me questions and I'd be like, I don't know, let me go to my Bible. Like, you're just like, whoa, like you're testing my faith too. I'm like, you're helping me figure out my faith while trying to figure out your faith. So to answer your question, easier said than done. Honestly, ask me this a couple years ago, I'd say yes, they should be saved. Yes, they should be like a believer. It would be incredible if they're more if they're more spiritual than you, should I say. But I think now, being in a relationship where it didn't start off that we were on the same level spiritually, I think it is important that they know Christ. It's important that they have a relationship with Christ. And it doesn't have to be they're going to church every Sunday to begin with, because I think everyone will grow. Everyone has room to grow. But I think initially, so long as there is that, I believe I believe in God, and I believe that Christ is my savior. I believe that he died to save me.
If not, then there wouldn't be any conversation.
Then there's not a conversation. Because each and every single believer at some point in time, I feel like it's a scale with even like believers. If it's a man and a woman, sometimes the man can be here and the woman is here, and somebody needs to pick somebody up. Other times the scale can be flipped.
Because so many Christian single people, they expect their potential kind of dates to be like just the same level. If you pray every day and then God, that's him. If he's not like, we can't even pray like maybe that's not him. Like so I think it's a good thing to also look at and bring it up. But so if the person wasn't kind of in Christ, do you think it would be a good idea to drag the person Like, I don't think it's a good idea, right?
I don't think it's a good idea. I think if there's a foundation, I believe in Christ, then yes, it's a good foundation to start off. But I think with that as well, even it's trickier if it's now a Muslim. And you want to drag them to Christianity. Now think about, hold on a second, I'm a Christian. What if that Muslim's also wanting to drag me to their faith? Like, we could be hitting head and strife at the same time. Even hard. Within like Christian denominations, like within denominations there can be a fight. I watched something or read something, and it was a pastor saying, honestly, start with the people that go to the same denomination as you. And I was like, that's a good point.
It is. It is. Do you know what? Like, there are some churches where, like, to start dating, you just don't go to the brother or the sister. You go to the pastor. And you say, Pastor, I've been praying. Is that sister? And then pastor say, oh, go pray more. If two brothers are going to the same sister, you're going to say, you guys need to pray because God can't reveal to two people.
It's the same person.
Okay, go back. Go back to the praying room. You pray, come back. You see, you haven't talked to the sister or to the brother yet. Usually it's the man who go after. And then once the pastor maybe approves and say, yeah, maybe go ahead. You go there, but it's like you've been approved. And in some churches also, the pastor would look at you. Are you saved? Are you kind of ready spiritually? You see? So I'm saying this because I have found myself in a situation where I was like, okay, my age was clocking, clack, clack, clack. And I was like, okay, all right. Huh. That's my age over there. That's my age over there this year. And I was like, okay, it's clocking. And I was like, well, at this age, I dreamed like when I was like 20, like at this age I would have like children, family. I'm not, that kind of, and I'm here, I have no one. And I was like, okay, what's going on? And then you go to church and you see like, oh, you're still struggling with your faith. And then you feel like, okay, you need to be saved first. So how fast can I be saved? Okay, and then how fast can I be saved?
I mean, you believe in Christ. You believe that Jesus is your Lord and Savior.
Yes, but it depends on like where you are. Because I feel like here in the UK, the churches are a little bit more kind of, they understand that they have like a mix of culture, like so many people going to that church and coming students, Back in Africa, it would just be like a church full of Africans. If you would see a ministry, a white ministry, maybe just once in a Sunday and then go back. But everyone is just like, it's African. So we are from the same culture. We understand we have the same issues, same problems. But here, the pastors, they need to adapt. They need to understand, okay, this is an African. This is an Indian. This is like, And I was like, okay, how fast can I get saved? And I was like, okay. I would go to that church and I would say like, okay, to get saved, you need to do this, you need to be this, you need to be part of the choir, you need to. And I was like, okay, I'm already doing a lot of things in my life. Okay, what will I do next? Okay, I need to look for a church.
But who says? Sorry to interrupt you. Who says to get saved you need to do those things? Because I feel like, I should say, as well as somebody being a believer, you should be testing their fruits. So are they loving? Is there genuine kindness? Are they patient? Like, are the fruits of the Spirit present in them? Because there are many people that are going to church that are Christian by title, but like, what is their heart's posture? What is their heart's content?
By the fruits you shall know them.
You shall know them, Even us.
But this is also tricky. I was having this conversation with another guest. I talk a lot with a lot of people, but I think the question is like, when do you know someone is saved? I think it's very hard, but it's easy to say that someone is not saved. If someone is there drinking, dating, doing a lot of stuff, smoking, you would see like, man, Jesus wouldn't smoke. But if you are not smoking, you are not dating, you're just there, how would you know that the person is saved? Well, by the fruits we shall know them, but only God sees the heart.
100%, Only God sees the heart.
Only God sees the heart, because the person would be hiding or doing some hatred, or like keep that hatred in his heart.
No, 100%. But and I even think to what you're saying. Oh, I need to join the choir. I need to serve. I need to do this. I need to do that. I think the more you grow in your faith, the more you grow in your relationship with God, the fruits of those things is that you will want to desire, you will desire to serve, like you will desire to like fellowship with other believers, join in connect group. Like if someone is forcing you to, which is something I actually love about Catalyst, like even Pastor James says, like, we don't force anyone to get married, because even Paul says it's better for you to stay single.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
It's better for you to stay single, but if you have those desires, 100%, like they encourage people to join certain groups, but it's not like it's not by force. So I would say, like, if you feel that, oh, I'm not joining this, I'm not joining that, means that I'm not saved. Honestly, as you grow in your relationship, I think you'll find that you want to serve, and it might not be in the typical church area. You might say, actually, no, I want to serve on Monday with like homeless people, or I want to. This is a way of serving, in my opinion. If you're bringing believers on here and you're asking them, you know, I want to encourage an audience out there to grow in their relationship with Christ, I would say you're serving.
Have you been to different churches? Like, have you, like, what are the difference that you've seen, like, going through different churches compared to
Catalyst? Can I say, have I been to different? So I, like you, even when my family moved to the UK, we went to a predominantly Nigerian church. So in Nigeria, you go to Nigerian church. You come to UK, you go to Nigerian church. Like, I literally just say...
What's the difference? What do you notice, like?
Music? Let's start there.
The service, how long does it last?
When these people, they keep to time. Us will say we'll be in church from 10 o'clock. Do you guys do Sunday school?
Yeah, we do. Back in Africa. In Angola,
In Angola, you do Sunday school. So even in the church here, it's literally just like the church back in Nigeria. You do Sunday school for like an hour, and then the main service. So 10 o'clock.
The main service, like 10 to 11, 3 to 4 hours.
Maybe 2 hours. It's even getting better. 2 hours. Main service maybe 11 to 1. So from 10 to 1, 3 hours you're in church. Catalyst will start at 10, finish at 11:03. Done. Full stop. Finish and start. Even after 1, there's refreshments. You forgot that. So you maybe from 10 you might not get home till 2 o'clock. So you're spending 4 hours in church.
No, like the church that I used to attend, it was like you go at 8 something, and then the service start maybe at 9 or 10, and it might end like at 4 p.m.
What?
Yeah. Sometimes if the pastor is like, the Holy Ghost is there, he's feeling, he's just preaching.
Way.
If you want to leave, say it's fine. Are you really saved? Did you see that it's just like sometimes you feel that, like, it happens. But I think maybe my experience here, seeing some churches where you would feel like it's not like someone is pressuring you to do certain things. You would see that those who do those that type of stuff, maybe the leader or the pastor would see them like, these are kind of, ready to maybe go and start a relationship here, like a Christian dating. But if you're not, even the Christian, the sister or the brother also would see you also not ready, like in terms of faith. They would judge you. They would say like, 100%. He's just a newcomer. He doesn't know anything, and he wants to date. No, you need to stay here and
I'm sorry, and belong.
So it's hard. So let's go back to you. The big question. What made you say yes? What qualities, experiences, or feelings seal the deal for you? Like, yes. How did you play with faith in your decision as well? Like with God, like is it was something that you prayed for it? Like, because I think I was watching something on Instagram, and a lady was explaining like 3 levels of like relationship or something. Like she said, like the first one is physical connection, you're kind of physically connected. The second one was, I think it was like was it like, it's a physical, and then she says something about maybe heart, like you will actually feel each other, and then the other one was like brain, like your spirit, you're kind of connected in your spirit, like. And I was like I didn't understand spirit until I started thinking, like, was it spirit? My spirit out of line. What does it mean? And then I felt like spirit is just thinking, are your thoughts. Your spirit is not something that like goes the way you think. That's the way I kind of understood it. Like when I was just kind of reflecting on what she was saying, I was like, spirit sounds just like the way you think, and like your thoughts. Like, what have you been thinking? Are you always worried, or are you thinking about God, or are you thinking about people? Like, if someone is just like you, was also kind of people driven, like focused and want to help people, I think your spirit would align, because you'd say, oh, how is Debbie? Debbie, are you fine? You see? You say, oh, let's help those people back in Africa. Oh, let's raise like a fund for this. You know, you'd be kind of in the same spirit. But yeah, when it comes to relationship, you meet the person, maybe you are there. There are other topics that I didn't want to go, in depth, because it's not a topic here. But yeah, it's just like yeah, you met the person, you physically like the person, because we'll not say that sisters, like people at church, they are not also attracted to the body. We are. We look like, yeah, he's tall. Yeah. He can pray a lot, but he's tall. He's tall, yeah. So, but yeah, in another level, like in terms of idea, what made you say yes? Like, because there's so many people that are still kind of, I don't know, waiting for, maybe I want to say yes to the person, because when the person proposes, you need to be ready to say yes or no. If you are still unsure, it's gonna be like, what have we been doing all this time?
Yeah. What made me say yes? I think all the qualities I've already mentioned, but beyond that, I wanted to marry my best friend. Okay. Like from day one, I want to. I believe that people can grow in love. Yeah. So I believe that physical attraction is very important, and I am physically attracted to my fiance. But I just feel like over the 5 years, like we have grown more and more, like in love with one another, more and more. There's more and more understanding for one another. There's that I want to improve myself for me and for us. Like we just, I don't know. I would say like the foundation of it is we have friendship. The foundation of it is like, I would say that's my best friend. Okay. Like I have female friends that I can call like my best friend, but even sometimes before I want to run to them, like this is the person like I want to run to. Like this is the person that I'm like.
Is it a revelation from God, or is it like your own like assessment? Like some people say, it's like in God's time, or God will give me a husband or wife. God will provide. Like
I think it's one of those things where, funny enough, when I was. I think like people are searching, but like I wasn't even searching, and like I just feel like it happened like
naturally.
Like God, I found this. I found this person. He found me.
You were found.
He found me. Yeah,
you were found.
Yeah, this person, like he found me, and like even our journey, like how we came together. It's just very like I'm like, oh, these kids are gonna enjoy. The grandkids are gonna enjoy hearing this story. But I'd say. To be honest, I would say I've had confirmation as well in terms of I believe that one of the ways God speaks to me is through my dreams.
Oh, and you're a dreamer.
I don't like to say I'm a dreamer. I don't know about. I'm not Joseph.
A daydreamer or a night dreamer?
I'm a night dreamer, definitely. But like I even like my mum is a huge prayer warrior. Like even when I started introducing her to him, like she would pray about it. So I think an element of it is that like we have that physical connection, that we are each other's person, we are each other's best friends. Like that's the person you want to run to, you want to talk to. And even if we do have like disagreements and disputes, like when we reconcile, it's not like, oh, we just like brush it under the carpet. He's a person who likes to like address things head on. Like we'll address it. There'll be a resolve. There'll be a, you know what, I'm sorry about this. I want to do this thing better. I want to be better for me and for us, type of a thing. But there's the spiritual element as well as praying about it. I think for sure, like even throughout dating, I have had like doubts. I'm like, oh God, really? Like, is this? Because marriage is very important. Like, as a believer, that's forever. Like, divorce is not in my dictionary.
Oh, really? You crossed that word out.
It's not in my dictionary. Like, so to me, it's like, God, like, this has to be it. Like, and I think I don't believe in the one.
Oh, no.
Because then I feel like that means that if the one for me is in Australia and I never live in Australia, then if I don't get married to that one and somebody gets married to him, then we've offset. Like that relationship is wrong and my relationship is wrong, and then future relationships will be wrong. So I don't believe in the one, right. Like there's that one person for you, but I believe in finding your person, somebody that you're compatible, that you complement each other. And in this space, in the UK, there could have been several people that I believe God would have approved. For me, and would have said, you know, this person's my son. Like, I give you free will. We have free will. Like, this person's my son. They have the fruits of the Spirit. They have a relationship with Christ. I give you full permission to make your choice between these number of people. But I've, just as my fiance has found me, I've chosen to be with this person because I believe he has those fruits, he has those qualities. And I also believe there's a confirmation from God, like, this is my son. Like,
you feel it in your heart. Like,
I feel that in my heart.
Cool,
it's him, I feel that in my heart, definitely. Even the dream, like, when I had the dream, I was like, yo, this has to be some sort of confirmation. And I never want to go too deep into the dream because I'm like, I don't want to say I'm still confirming, but I've had this dream several years ago, but I'll vaguely go over it. But there was something that I struggled with up till I was a teenager. And every time I would have that dream, I would wake up and I'd need to do something. If not, like, a big accident would happen. But then, whilst we were in a relationship, I don't know what year this was, and I'd never used to write my dreams down before this, but, like, of recent I started writing it down to just, like, trace things. But in that dream, whilst I was in a relationship with him, this thing that I struggled with, we did it together for the very first time ever. And after we did it together, the outcome that usually happens didn't happen. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, usually, if I give an example, usually in the dream, when I do this thing alone, like, the outcome that happens, if I don't wake up on time, it's a terrible outcome. But when we did this thing together, how will I say? It's gonna sound so messy, but, like, the result, the thing still happened, but the outcome wasn't what usually would happen when I do it by myself. So even though I didn't wake up and, like, the dream was, I saw the dream through. This is so bad. I may just have to reveal this dream. I may just have to reveal this dream, and you may not be able to, like, play it or not, depending on how I feel. I may say, like, play it, don't play it. Okay.
We're listening.
Yeah. So
we listen, but we don't judge.
We listen, but we don't. We listen, but we don't judge. I don't know. I'm always like, do I fully share the dream? Do I not fully share the dream? Because I've only really shared it with him and with, like, a small group of friends.
No one is listening to this. It's just me.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think for me, like, that was confirmation, and for me that was for me, it helped my faith as well, because I was, oh God, like, you actually do speak to me, because I remember sharing it with my mum, and she was like, oh wow, that's probably God speaking. And, like, that sounds like confirmation, because I don't know if you've heard of this lady, Stephanie Ike. No. Okay. She goes to, I would say she's a pastor at this church. TD Jakes. Yeah, so he has a daughter, Sarah Jakes. I can't remember her new surname now because she's married. But their church, the Potter's House, she's a pastor at this church, and she has a book on dreams. And, like, the power of dreams and the importance of, like, dreaming, how everyone dreams, but sometimes you just don't remember them. So she was speaking about how obviously God can speak to you through dreams and can give you certain answers through dreams. I remember last time I dreamed. That's honestly, I want to say you probably have, but you're just not, like, remembering it. Because even earlier this year, I would say that, but oh my gosh, God, I've not dreamt in a while. And then since the last half of the year, there was just 1 week I'm back to back dreaming, but I'm not remembering what I'm dreaming. But I knew that I was dreaming. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I don't remember what happened.
Even if you go, like, to bed late, like, and wake up earlier, you always kind of dream, like, it doesn't have to be like.
Always. Yeah, I think everyone will. Okay. But sometimes you remember, sometimes you don't. You know, sometimes you're like, something was happening in my consciousness, but, like, I don't remember what it was. Or, like, you wake up and you're like, something happened, but it didn't happen during the daytime. So I must have been dreaming, but I don't remember what that dream was. I've had a few days like that where I'm like, I probably dreamt, but I actually don't know what's going on. I don't remember the dream. So it is what it is. But then sometimes you vividly remember.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Dreams, yeah.
If you could maybe look back at your younger self, like 15, 16. Yeah. Or to your future, like, daughters or or your nieces back in Nigeria, like, or a girl just in a teenager, like what would you advise when it comes to dating, especially as a Christian woman that you are? Like, what steps, what advice would you tell them? Like, do this, do that, in order to have a man that you would probably say yes to.
Wow, that's a very good question. What would I advise?
Step 1, step 2, step 3. Go to school.
Go to school. I would say the main thing is work on yourself. Work on your relationship with Christ. Allow what you read in the Bible specifically, because you can read things everywhere, but allow what you read in the Bible to mold you. There's the verse about being transformed by the renewing of your mind, and like asking the Holy Spirit to create in you a clean heart and renew a right spirit within you, and that's a daily thing. So like being transformed in your mind daily. I would definitely say, as a woman, looking for a man, whatever. I don't think I have the best advice out there, but I would say it starts with you. I would say it starts with your character. Find stories of women in the Bible.
Is there an age to start dating? Or find
Is
women
there
in
an
the Bible?
age to start dating?
Yeah.
When you feel like you're mature enough to start dating.
So 14 years old, get up.
I don't think a 14-year-old is mature enough.
I like that, brother.
I don't think a 14-year-old, if you're being honest with yourself, I don't think a 14-year-old is mature enough.
I think like nowadays, compared to before, just because there's so much information available, I think kids, they are becoming like a lot more I wouldn't say, it's hard to say mature, but they have a lot more information than we had when we were like 10, 13. We were playing, like we had 100%. No, like they can see, they can hear podcasts, they can see a lot of things, and they can start learning like quickly. So I think there are kids with like 15 that you would talk to them and you feel like, whoa,
you know a lot.
Knows a lot. What if he says like, Dad, I'm ready?
But does knowing a lot make you mature? Or is it your experiences, your exposure? Like, I know the French dictionary. Does that make me mature? Sapiens, really good book. Does that make me mature, or does it just make me a knowledge pot?
But experience, like, what experience? Like, you go to dating without experience, like.
No, 100%. You do go to dating without experience, but even I would say friendships are experience. How you handle conflict with your female friendships is an experience. Like, because a lot of women will tell you they haven't had great experiences with female friendships. A lot of women might tell you they've had a great experience with female friendships, but whether you've not had good or you've had good, there would have come a time where you will have had to handle conflict or handle a disagreement with your friend. How did you do that? Because that's going to play in a dating relationship. I say it's a friendship with added. There's addition to it. So I think you'll get experience. Even if you have siblings, how you interact with your siblings, how you communicate with your siblings. Do you run away when things get difficult, or do you like face them head on? Even if you don't face them head on, do you try to face them? Because it's gonna come in dating.
Okay. The girls are still waiting for your list.
List?
Yeah, study the books,
Do I have a list? I don't
study
know
the
if I have a
stories
list.
in the Bible.
Working on yourself would be one. Working on your character would be one. I would say study
the stories in the Bible, women's
stories. Study stories of women in the Bible as well.
What 3 women come to your mind, like that inspires you, like you would like to maybe eventually?
I think Ruth will always be one.
What's the story, like in a nutshell?
Ruth is the one where her mother-in-law lost sons and husband as well, and then there was Ruth and Oprah. And she told them like, leave me, but Ruth stayed with her, and they went together to, can't remember where the mother was from, but that's where she met Boaz, and now she is pretty much lineage of David and Jesus. So I think a lot of women say like, finding my Boaz.
What's the moral of the story behind that?
It's a good question. What is the moral of the story with Ruth? That's a very good question.
Yeah, we can study that later.
Yeah, we can definitely study that. What would I say the main moral of the story with Ruth would be?
maybe sticking with a a stepmom? Or
it's very good because
faith?
I think there's definitely an element of faith to it, but I know in terms of, I think, direction as well, because there is the bit where Ruth tells her mother-in-law, you know, like, your God will be my God, your people will be my people.
Because
Like, she's
the other
stuck
one
with
went
her.
back to
Yeah, she
her,
went back to her people.
to her
Yeah.
people, to her God.
Yeah.
So a way of living. So
Yeah.
she's stuck
She's
with
stuck
her.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naomi? Why am I forgetting her name? Is the mother-in-law not Naomi? Don't know. All these stories, they come and they go. Yeah, but the mother-in-law, I think, yeah, it was Naomi. Yeah. Naomi, Ruth, and Orpah or Oprah.
Yeah.
Can't remember the other girl's name.
Yeah.
But I think an element of it was just staying grounded as a woman.
Yeah.
You know,
Not go back to your
not going.
God.
Yeah.
Faith,
Staying
resilience.
grounded, being resilient.
Yeah.
Faith, even through that difficult.
Yeah.
It would have been very difficult to lose your husband, lose your brother-in-law, lose your father-in-law, and be like, oh, you know what? Let me go back home. I'm sure there's something good waiting for me. But there was patience. There was resilience. There was, direction as well.
I've got one more question. It wasn't part of my script, and then I'm gonna show you the mystery X thing of problems. I've only got one question, and that is, it's not part of this topic, but it just came to my head. Like, do you think that there's also kind of a dating kind of games dynamics happening between Christians and church? Like, is there a game like?
What do you mean game dynamics?
Like, with some friends, we've agreed that dating is actually a game. There are rules to play, like things to do, button to push, and to press. Do you think that this question, there's also kind of some element of dating being a game, like?
Really?
Yeah.
But with a game, you want to
There are
win
rules?
or lose. With a game, there are rules.
Yeah.
But the outcome of the game is to win.
Yes, to win, and you may lose the girl or the guy, or I don't know what's the win there, but
yeah. What is the, because a game is straightforward. You're either winning or you're losing.
Yeah.
And I think if you see dating as I have a set of rules, challenges, levels to go through.
Yeah.
And I need to make it to
the
end.
It's just like
win. I don't know.
It's just you doing this with your ring here. I got it. I won.
I don't know. I don't think I see dating as a game.
Because some people are losers in terms of dating.
In
like
dating,
it's just like they go to they try everything. They go to church. It's hard. You can't go looking as if you're desperate. You go to the apps, or you're a Christian. You shouldn't be using any type of apps.
Yeah.
And then you are in the app. You need to be maybe putting some verse.
Oh my god!
My best verse. Describe yourself in 50 words.
Oh my god! Maybe online dating can be seen as a game, but I wouldn't say it's a game. Okay. No, but that's interesting. I've not heard it put like that before.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't liken it to a game because it's. Sorry, if it is a very tricky game because there's a lot of allowing your ego to just drop to the side. There's a lot of, you think you're right all the time, but actually you're not right. There's a lot of, even when you are right, just like subduing that ego, that part of you.
I'm gonna show you a secret, and the secret is my box of problems.
Oh my gosh, you have a box of problems.
And it's also part of the book that I'm writing.
Okay.
To give to people. So this is the box of problems.
So they have to pick a problem and solve the problem?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put the problem here. It's empty and put it back. So the idea of the box of problems is that, and I'm writing it in a free book that I'm gonna give to people, hopefully before the end of the year. I hope is that in every house we should have a box of problems.
Okay.
So the idea is just like, there are things that are difficult to say. You write it down when you put in the box.
Fair enough. Okay.
So maybe after dinner, instead of watching TV once a week, we could just grab the box and say, hey, let's see what's in the box. Let's talk. In another way, it's just a way of saying, hey, let's talk. That's it. So I think those are my problems. I don't know.
So I should open.
I've got so many. I hope you understand my handwriting. It's family. All right, guys. Bye.